We know how to FOIL, now we're going backwards. So they all work together. Let's try another one. Let's
Do
see.
you mind foiling that just to?
Sure. That'll be on board. So Z plus W.
I don't even remember FOIL. It's been so long.
First time in
That's
my
my
class.
class. So my first is ZX, which I have an XZ, so that's the same thing.
ZY.
Then we have outer, which is positive ZY. I have a YZ, same thing. Plus inner is a WX. I have an XW, same thing.
Plus
And then
XY.
positive WY, but I have a YW, so they're all there. All right. Okay, no speaking, let me think. Put it up. AB plus RB. Let's do ZA plus ZR. Okay. So again, first step is put your parentheses in. Leave a sign in the middle. What would be your common letter in the first step?
B,
B.
then A plus R.
And you're left with in this one an A. Plus in this one an R. So that's your first step. Plus. In this set, we're left with, or we take out a Z. And what are you left with?
A plus R.
Oh, look at that. So they match. That is a good sign.
So the first binomial is A plus R,
Uh-huh.
and the second is going to be B plus C.
Mhm. So the first one is your common set, which is A plus R. Then your second set, what is the outside stuff you took out? I took out a B, and I took out a plus Z. And you got it. Can you rearrange these if they were switched? Sure, it's the same thing. So you can do the outside stuff first and then your common. As long as you have those two parentheses, you're fine.
Can't you just take the, just like at a glance at the first binomial, just take the B and the Z and put them in parentheses together on the right and...
You can, but I'm making the letters very simple. If I had 18a squared b to the fourth plus, I can make it very complicated. You can't just see it like that.
Right.
Which it will happen one day.
Assuming that
All right, let's try another. Let's try Zn minus 4Z plus 3N minus 12. So see, now it's not so. Did that prove what I was trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, group the first two, group the second two. What is your common thingy in the first set?
Z.
A Z. I have a Z in both of them. So left over, what would I have in the first term? N minus in the second term, a 4. So that takes care of that set. Bring down your plus sign. Ooh, what's common in the second set?
3.
3. I don't have any common letters, that's okay, but I have a common number. So parentheses, 3 goes into 3n. How many times does 3 go into 3? 1. You can either write 1n or just n. It means the same thing. Minus, how many times does 3 go into 12? Oh, look at that. They match. So my first one would be n minus 4. And then what is your outside step? Z plus 3.
Okay, that's what I was having the trouble with.
Which part?
That's my N4, and then I have Z. The plus sign, where did
Yeah.
that come in?
Because you left it in the middle.
Okay.
Always leave a sign in the middle.
Why are you losing the plus signs in the final binomial?
Because it's sticking with that 3 here. You're saying Z plus 3 so that they go in there and then there's nothing left in the middle.
Will there be any negative numbers in this?
That looks negative to me.
What do you mean negative?
Like negative 3?
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen.
That just happened.
It just did.
And minus
Yeah.
four.
No. This being a negative.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my next one.
On question number 3, if the minus 4Z was minus 27Z, it would still just be 1Z outside, right?
Here,
Right,
yeah, it'd still just be a Z because they don't have a common number.
right, which is a little confusing.
They don't have a common number, except one. This one is from 5.2, number 87.
That's your homework?
Yeah, because again, I can't just make some of these up off the top of my head, but I want to answer Rachel's question. And if there's one in the homework. XM plus XN minus MY minus NY. This will be our last one. All right. So I need my 2 sets of parentheses. Leave a sign in the middle. And notice this time we have a minus sign in the middle. That's okay. What would be our common letter in that first set?
X.
X. So I'm going to take an X out. And what will you have left in this term?
M plus N.
Oh, look at you go. M plus N. Now this is where, just kind of watch me for a second. You've got to be very, very, very careful. Bring down your minus sign. What is your common letter in the second set?
Why?
Y. Oh, no Y. What would you be missing here?
And M.
Or you'll have left an M. Now this is what I want you to be careful with. Look closely. You have a negative Y out here, and I have a negative here. What would these two negatives make?
Positive.
Technically a positive. Because if you distribute it back, you need to get that minus sign. What letter do you still need there? N. So look, if I distribute it, negative Y times M is negative MY. Negative Y times positive N is negative NY. So that's the one you've got to be very careful with. Plus, you know these have to match up anyway. They do. So what would be your first set?
X, MN,
No, not MN.
parentheses, MN.
No.
M plus N.
M plus N. Oh, 2 times 3 is the same thing as 2 plus 3.
Yeah,
No.
it's 13 regardless.
M plus N, that's your common set.
Okay.
And what is your outside set?
X minus Y.
X minus
X
Y.
minus Y. Would it be the case, Miss AG, that those two in the middle not gonna match, like that middle step right there, instead of having this check mark, it's like hell
Not in this
no?
class, no.
Okay, very well.
They will match. So that is the homework. Remember, you don't have to do those 3 little problems that I told you about.
51, 53, and 54.